Why being an emotional person is not a weakness. There's a certain stigma attached to being very emotional. Or, as some would have you believe, over-emotional. And if you've been accused of this at some point in your life, you may be worrying that your emotional tendencies will stop you from manifesting your law of attraction goals. However, the good news is that being an emotional person is not a weakness. In fact, being an emotional person can be an asset. Here are the reasons why, and some tips for using their own emotions more effectively. 1. You are less likely to numb yourself if you're in touch with your emotions, letting them come and go naturally. You are at a far lower risk of adopting unhealthy behaviors designed to numb feelings. For example, in the quest to avoid strong emotions, many people end up drinking too much, overeating, self-medicating, or developing workaholic tendencies. Yes, these approaches can temporarily get rid of sadness, anger, or loneliness, but they all come with their own hazards for mental and physical well-being. Plus, it's not possible to selectively numb emotions, so you end up having a bland and distant emotional life. This may become a life that causes personal development to stagnate. 2. Less emotion can ultimately lead to more suffering even if you aren't using external numbing strategies like drugs or alcohol. Just repressing or ignoring your emotions can still be a way of choosing short-term benefits over long-term happiness. In reality, all you're really doing is delaying the work that needs to be done on the underlying causes of negative emotions. You're creating a situation where volatile feelings can rise to the surface at unpredictable times. For example, when your subconscious mind decides it can no longer cope with the buildup of unexpressed feelings, they may come out in ways you would prefer they didn't. You might take them out on other people, lose your patience at work, or break down in tears at a random time. In contrast, if you choose to accept the truth of your emotions, you have some influence over how and when you process them. If you need some extra help unleashing your full potential, emotions and all, be sure to watch this video by Dr. Joe Vitale as well. 3. Emotions have important lessons to impart. If you're an emotional person, you have the potential to learn a lot from the feelings you experience. Strong emotions often carry important lessons with them, and these lessons can increase your chances of creating a happier life. For example, if you acknowledge that you're feeling jealous, you can tap into certain unmet needs and figure out other ways to meet them. Meanwhile, if you embrace the pure joy that you feel, you can identify that current way of living is in accordance with your deepest values and ideals. 4. Emotions can create deeper relationships in both friendships and romantic relationships. Being disconnected from emotions stop you from being maximally close to someone else. In contrast, if you identify as an emotional person, you are better able to sense what you want from another person and how you feel about them. Therefore, it's easier to negotiate and compromise to create a dynamic that works. Further, sharing your emotions allows people to get to know and understand you in an authentic, meaningful way, someone most of us really yearn for, even if it makes us feel vulnerable. 5. Being emotional is linked to higher empathy. There is also evidence that people who are more emotional tend to be better at empathizing with the feelings of others. This may partly be because emotional people aren't scared to put themselves in someone else's shoes and experience the full force of their feelings. In addition, it stands to reason that people who are more in touch with their own emotions are likely better at identifying feelings in other people, enhancing the capacity for empathy. And if you're good at empathizing, you can excel in certain careers, teaching and counseling, for example. Enhancing your own emotional awareness. If you'd like to work on your own emotional intelligence, there are plenty of things you can do. For example, attend some therapy, even if you don't have a major issue in your life. You can go simply because you want to develop as a person and get to know yourself better. Try journaling for a month, each day challenging yourself to identify a feeling, describe the importance of it and how it felt. This will enhance your ability to pick out emotions and make sense of them. Do a daily body scanning meditation, in which you deliberately tune into your emotions and allow yourself to fully feel them. This helps you to accept and tolerate all nuances of feeling, whether positive or negative. Attempt to make a habit of identifying your feelings in an appropriate way in conversation with others. Instead of just reflexively saying, "I'm fine," look for something more accurate: "I'm relaxed, I'm a little sad today," or "I'm still a bit angry about something that happened at the weekend." Free gift in description.